Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a video that was requested by one of you on my Instagram, and it's also a video that I've kind of wanted to film for a while. This is going to be kind of like a tour of all of my practice dancewear, but also I will tell you guys where the best places to shop for dancewear is and some ideas for ballroom practice wear and dancewear that you can use towards your look when you practice. First, I want to talk about the color of your practice wear. I think the best color choices are solid colors for your dancewear or simple patterns, so nothing too clashing, but bright colors are totally fine. I honestly prefer black just because it's classy, it's elegant, it makes you look sleek, professional, it kind of makes me feel more put together and just feel confident in myself when I practice, but that is totally up to you. I will start off with Latin dancewear and practice wear. Usually for Latin, a good practice option for clothing are a top or a leotard with leggings on the bottom or a short skirt. The reason for short skirts in Latin is because there is a lot of leg and thigh and hip movements, and you want your thighs and your legs to be visible as much as possible, which is why short and fringe skirts are usually typical for Latin dancers, just because there's so much technique focused on the legs, and your coaches need to be able to see it, you need to be able to see it and feel it when you're practicing in the mirror. Dresses are also a good option for both Latin and standard. I will start off with leotards that would go for both standard and Latin. My favorite place to get leotards is from Capezio. I think that's how you pronounce it. It is a dancewear brand and they have an online store which you can buy from online. I'm not sure if they have actual physical stores. They might, but their brand does import clothing into other stores with activewear and sportswear. For the winter, I usually prefer long sleeve leotards like this one for example, and I have a lot of leotards to be honest, and I also like ones that have kind of a little mesh at the top or something that just kind of adds a little extra spin on a normal leotard, or ones that kind of have something cool on the back like a crisscross like this. This one for example also has little cinches up here on the front, and of course I have just a typical leotard that's with no mesh, nothing extra. It's honestly up to you. I think it's very important that you have a certain style that you feel good in, that makes you feel and perform best when you're practicing. And then I have this one tank top kind of leotard for the summer, and in the summer this is usually one of the only things I wear. This is also by Capezio and it has a little bit of a lower back. It is super nice, and I've had this one for example for the entirety of 3 years that I have danced, and they're still in very good condition. I wash them about once a week. You can imagine how sweaty you get practicing. It's also why I have so many leotards, because I usually wear them throughout the week and then I wash them at the end of the week. I would suggest you own at least 3 leotards that you can switch up every 2 days, or you have other additional tops that you can wear along with your skirt or leggings. Now for the Latin part, I have 3 Latin skirts that I own. Usually, as I said, for Latin you need something that reveals your legs a little more than a ballroom skirt would, as a ballroom skirt usually typically goes all the way down to your ankles. It's like an open leg skirt, so you wear it like this and then your leg is kind of open on one side, and on the other side it's more closed. And this looks really good with a leotard. I also, in the winter, because it is cold, you might want to wear some tights underneath your skirts or wear leggings even. That's also totally fine. In Latin, a skirt is nice to wear most of the time just because when you're competing, your dress will probably have a skirt and you need to be comfortable dancing in a skirt and, you know, be able to dance in heels and in a skirt and not trip over your skirt. So it's just very important to create that similar competition look and feel even when you're practicing. The second skirt is a simple kind of scattered skirt on the bottom, so it has different lengths. At the top it just has little cinches on the sides like this. It makes it really nice, which is why it's super stretchy. This third skirt I own is also a above the knee type of skirt, and it just has a little bit of an opening at the front like this, and it has a little pink little waist thing. Can't speak today, I really don't know what these things are called, but it's also super light, super nice, and I would practice in this one most of the time. One of these skirts I actually bought from a dance shop near one of my dance studios, It is a really private owned shop that's kind of like located on like a highway. But the other two I got from Amazon. Amazon is a wonderful place for skirts, even leotards and practice pants and stuff like that. Moving on to practice pants actually. Practice pants are wide leg pants that usually ballroom or standard dancers wear. I didn't know a lot about them until I started focusing a lot more on standard and dancing it more, and now this is basically my only practice wear because I only practice standard. These typically can be bought off of Amazon. There are professional wide leg practice ballroom pants that you can find, but they're usually kind of expensive. And on Amazon you can get them for about like 20-25 bucks. They are usually called lounge pants, lounge wide leg pants, and they have a little waistband, and there's different types. Some of them do, some of them don't. They're super lightweight and they're really wide, and they're wide all throughout the leg, not just at the bottom but all throughout the leg, and they're super light, so they kind of create this feel of a skirt in a way just because they're so loose, but they're also pants, so it allows you to move your legs a lot more freely than a skirt would let you. I actually don't own any ballroom skirts yet just because I haven't had the need for them since I started focusing on standard very recently. So I do practice in these pants, and I got these off of Amazon once again. I also had a different pair that were a little bit more of a thicker material, but any type of wide leg pants would work. Now usually when I practice, I don't always have the leotards that I can wear because they're like dirty in the laundry or sweaty or whatnot. So sometimes I just like to wear athletic tops, kind of like running t-shirts and tank tops, and I usually wear these with practice pants, and they're just typical athletic shirts, and I used to wear these a lot when I did gymnastics, and you can either get these from any athletic store, you know, any athletic department of any store. These two are Nike and Champion. They're made out of spandex, lightweight material, and they also kind of nicely hug your body. In the winter, I also have this, I don't know, like a running long sleeve top. I'm not really sure how to call it, but it's also made out of spandex, and it is by Champion. Quarter zip at the top, and sometimes I like to zip it up all the way to my neck if it's really cold. This one specifically also has little holes for your thumbs. It usually gets really cold in my studio in the winter, so this is absolutely perfect, and I absolutely love this top. Now another thing you can do is you can literally buy your practice tops from any store, like literally any store. Some of the stores like H&M and Forever 21, they have a lot of really cheap thin material tops of different styles. You can honestly use them to practice in. I'm just gonna share some of the things that I have found. For example, this is a crop long sleeve shirt just like this, and if you wear this with a skirt or with some leggings, it's gonna make you look super sleek when you're dancing. This is also something that I got, this is from Love Culture, and I got this from TJ Maxx. And then this is a mesh top. It's long sleeve, and I usually would wear this over my top leotard that I have. This is by Coral, and I think I don't know where I actually bought this. My point is, just any type of clothing brand, you can find tops that you can use as dancewear. This last one is a top from Express, and I would also often use this to practice in. I love this just because it's super like flowy right here, and it's also short. Another thing that some of you might underestimate is you can literally thrift your practice wear. Like, I don't think you need to spend a lot of money buying your practice wear, you know, as long as it's something that you feel good in. This is a top that I thrifted, and it's a short sleeve top, and it has really cool like stringy things on the back, and this is really nice to wear with a sports bra. This thrifted top is a long sleeve top, so this is the front of it, and in the back it has a little droopy kind of fabric in the back. Probably cost me like at most $5. Now this goes for dresses. I actually don't own practice dresses except for this one Latin practice dress, which I absolutely love, and it's super simple. Short sleeve dress that opens up on one of the legs and is longer on the other. Now some online websites, I already talked about Capezio. Primabella is also a really nice ballroom dance online store, and they have such a big variety of kids, boys, men's practice wear and women's practice wear. They have awesome dresses and so many leotards and different skirts, and they're all very, very affordable. I mean, you can find a really nice leotard for like 16 bucks, a skirt for like 20 bucks. They even have some nice dresses for $20-$30 made out of really nice material. Definitely check that store out. It's absolutely amazing. Now moving on to shoes. I get my shoes from Ray Rose. It is my absolute favorite Ballroom shoe brand. There are other brands like Fruit of London, IDS International, or Supa Dance that also make really nice shoes, but they all kind of fit different types of feet, and I have very narrow feet that only fit more narrow made shoes, and Ray Rose actually fits my feet really well. I have bought directly from their website for all of my competition shoes, so I absolutely love their material. All of their shoes are really, really beautiful, and they have a lot of different designs. One tip that I'd make when you're choosing standard shoes is that you get ones that have a strap that goes across your foot, because those ones without a strap can easily fly off your foot. I also recommend that you buy 2-inch heels for standard. Only get 2.5 if you're really like super amazing professional at dancing, which I far from 2.5 heels, because sometimes I have a hard time doing like heel turns and things in these type of heels. As for Latin, I have 2 pairs actually. I have ones with 2.5-inch heels like these ones, and they're a little bit of a darker tan. And these specific ones, they have a strap that you would wrap around your foot like this, and then you would secure it, and it definitely works. I mean, I've been dancing in these for like the past year and competing in them. They're fine, they work well. I really like these shoes. They're super flexible. Like Ray Rose makes really nice flexible shoes, which I like. My other Latin shoes are like this. These are the basic model, and they just have a strap. They have a T-strap that you end up securing like this across your ankle, and these are actually the better type of straps. So if you're buying shoes, I suggest you get the T-strap, because as I found out, my dance coach said that this allows for better control of your foot. The other ones just give a lot more freedom, and it's a lot harder for you to like control the movement of your foot and toes and all of that careful movement that needs to be made in Latin. Also, when you're starting out, make sure you're starting out with a shorter heel. These are 2-inch heels, and these are very comfortable to dance in, so definitely start off with 2-inch heels, and then you can move up to 2.5 like these ones. There is the difference between the 2 heel sizes. It doesn't seem like a huge difference, but it makes such a big difference when you put them on. Now, practice shoes. Most of the time I practice in practice shoes that look like this. They have a leather bottoms or like suede, the ball and the heel. Just make sure that they have them on the heel and the ball. These really have 1.5-inch heels. These are super helpful for working out your technique and like specific foot and leg actions and movements for both Latin and standard. I honestly get mine from Amazon or eBay. They have really cheap, like for 25 bucks, 30 bucks practice shoes. But if you really want to have the ultimate practice experience, I would say that you get your practice shoes from the same brand that you get your competition shoes from. So I am looking into purchasing Ray Rose practice shoes. I just don't have the financial means right now. I think this will be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Please make sure to comment any video requests that you'd like to see from me, and I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. We're all hoping to be back into our studios as soon as possible. Some of you might already be back. I'm waiting till the end of May and beginning of June. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!